Hello and welcome to today's briefing at the Jerusalem Press Club. I'm Talia Dekel, CEO. On Thursday night, the government approved a plan aiming to defeat Hamas in Gaza City, one of the few remaining places in which the IDF has not entered into intensive warfare. Officials have avoided calling the strategy one of occupation, but rather taking control of the area. While the decision has immediate implications on Israel's international standing and is also being debated within society, we'll focus today's conversation on its military and operational aspects. Our guest today is Brigadier General retired Harel Knafo, member of the Israel Security and Defense Forum. Knafo served as a member of the Command and Staff College, as a commander of the Command and Staff College, Chief of Staff of the Southern Command, Commander of the Paratroopers Brigade Battalion 890, Commander of the Paratroopers Reserve Brigade, and Head of the IDF's Infantry Commander School. Thank you so much for joining us, General. I understand that we're actually catching you on vacation.
Yes. Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay, well, we appreciate it nonetheless. Maybe if you could begin by explaining perhaps the cabinet's decision to choose this plan of action and not the alternative presented by the Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, which had actually preferred attrition over what is being branded the Decisive Victory Plan.
Well, at the beginning, I would say that we are the Bitronistim. We thought that the plan that they have now should be the first plan in the beginning of the war. We said that there will be no other alternative than to, I would say, occupy all the territories, control over all the civilians, control over all over the Gaza Strip, because in no other ways the Hamas will send all the hostages for free. And of course, he will not be willing to draw his weapons and to get out of Gaza Strip. But Israel had other aspects that they have to take in consider. That's why they didn't choose it from the beginning. First of all, we knew that there is the Hezbollah problem that we will have to solve during the days to come. We knew that we will have to somehow disconnect Hezbollah from Iran, meaning Syria. Something should be happening in Syria. And we knew that we have to somehow dismantle the nuclear capabilities to come for the Iranian regime. That if it was already been issued, we would have much bigger problems. Therefore, we choose other plans for Gaza, and we did what we need to do to be more advanced or be more ahead during the two major aims. One of them, or objects, one of them was to dismantle Hamas, to get rid of Hamas. And the second one is to bring back the hostages. I think that in those both objects, we progressed during those almost 2 years. We get 80% of what we meant to do. 80% of the hostages are in Israel now. Only 50, about 50 is there, 20 of them alive. We brought back 149 others alive, but we need to bring more 20. And of course, all the rest of the deceased, we have to bring the bodies back to Israel. And at the other object, we also gain 80% of it. To dismantle Hamas, to get rid of Hamas, 80% of it already achieved. They don't have any strategic weapons against Israel. They can do almost nothing to the civilians who live surround the Gaza Strip. But they also can do more harm to the hostages that they have. And of course, they are still exist and they are still controlling most of the population in Gaza Strip. Therefore, we have to do something more, and something more, it's what we should done from the beginning. We get to get in, we get to conquer all the rest of the territories that we didn't conquer yet. We have to clear all the area from militant, from military capabilities, from everything that the Hamas have. We have to topple down the Hamas regime, and we have to finish to topple down the Hamas regime, and we have to participate or defer from Gaza civilians and the militants that we want to kill. This program that the government got now have a lot of chances to win those targets. I mean, at the beginning, until the 7th of October, we are giving the population or the civilians in the city of Gaza the opportunity to go out. After the 7th in October, we will make cease surrounding Gaza City, and we will start to attack by troops on the ground all the territory there. We will conquer every inch of this territory, and we will take down all the Hamas capabilities and kill all Hamas that we will meet. During this time, I hope that we will have opportunities to, in singular operations, to take out some of the hostages, some of the deceased hostages, and bring them back to Israel. We know the chief of staff of the IDF and our prime minister knows that there is a lot of risks for the hostages. Even though we have to topple down the Hamas, if we will not do it, we will have a problem for many years to come. Hamas said that he wants, if we want all the hostages back, he will give us the last one of them only when Gaza will be built again. And he's inside of it. Therefore, we cannot do any other plan than to topple down. We know that we bring a lot of risk to the hostages there. If we will succeed or not, it's a matter of time. Anyway, that the other program that the military brought on the table was to do it, only seize all the territory that we didn't conquer yet. And anyway, it will take a long time, and we don't know if the hostages will live that long. You saw the picture of the hostages. You saw how they look like. You saw how they are being starved and not having any kind of aid. And I think they will die before we will finish if we choose the other plan. I don't know if we have enough time to have all the hostages back into Israel.
Okay, thank you so much, General. Your position is clear, and of course, the risk to the hostages, both with this plan and with waiting, is clear on both ends. You mentioned the fact that the IDF will do its best to not harm Gazan civilians during the operations, and you mentioned the fact that basically they have until next October 7th to find other locations. Could you talk a little bit more about that, how that's going to look, where are they supposed to go, and also for those who stay, what might be their fates?
I think that the 7th of October, of course, it's a symbolic date, but it also gives everybody, all the international community, all the Israeli other groups to make place for those people who will get out of Gaza Strip. Tents, cities, and things like that. You will see during the days more and more capabilities who are built in other places than Gaza City. But at the end of the day, we will have to penetrate inside Gaza City. And I think that everyone who will stay there will be considered as militant. Otherwise, he would have gone. He knows the threats. He knows that we are coming in with large forces, and he will have to evacuate from there. Anyway, when we make the penetration, we do it stages by stages, and they will have the capability to see how serious we are. So we will take all measures that we can. I mean, the IDF will take any measure that they can to prevent civilians from getting harmed. But the civilians are responsible for themselves, and they will have all the notes, all we will tell to everyone, we will send messages by any kind of media, by any kind of leaflets, by any kind of, you know the drill. We are doing it a long time in Gaza Strip and in other places, and they know the drill too, and I think they will do it. And if not, I mean, they have responsibility too.
Okay, you mentioned at the beginning that one of the three, I guess, aims of the war of the last 2 years was to bring quiet to the to the Gaza periphery, kibbutzim, cities, that kind of thing. But we're actually now, over the last few days, seeing a rise in the red alert sirens, in the rockets being fired. Now I've just been informed that 2 rockets have been fired in the last 10 minutes. Do you foresee things getting worse before they get better on this front? Are we looking at a different reality now?
Of course, as usual, the Hamas will do now kind of mind setting to the Israelis and to the rest of the world that it's all for nothing. All the things that Israel is doing is for nothing, and we still have capabilities. Okay, let's see them fire to Tel Aviv, or fire to Jerusalem, or fire to other places. They have only short missiles now, only a small amount of them, and they really can do anything strategically. They can do tactical things yet, but this is why we have to get in. We have to dismantle also their tactics capabilities, not only the strategic capabilities, because the tactic capabilities, if we will withdraw back, it will grow up to strategic capabilities again. And Israel cannot afford itself again to become like hostages in this situation. And we dismantle a lot of things in Hezbollah. We dismantle a lot of things in Iran. We clarify to everybody that we are serious. Syria is not existing anymore as it used to be. It's something different now. And we dismantle a lot of their army capabilities, armed forces capabilities. And now the thing is different. We have to finish with the Hamas, so everything will not be, they will not have no capability to bring it all back again. We lost a lot of people in this war, and we are not going to lose another generation in this matter. We have to take out Hamas of the equation.
So let's talk a little bit about 2 of the things that you said in terms of capabilities, if we can bring the conversation to our own capabilities, not just the enemy's, and also in terms of the loss of people, if we can talk a little bit also about what our expected losses will be, because of course this operation will unfortunately create further losses. Over the weekend, there were reports that this plan would require at least 6 IDF divisions, which is a very large fighting force. A former head of military intelligence told us over the weekend that since the Gaza division will remain in defensive positions and another would be stationed in defensive positions in the central and southern parts of the Strip, the actual takeover of Gaza City would require four division commands. Do you find this assessment to be correct?
Yes, I think that we will, well, not during all the operation. At the first month that we are penetrating in, we will need all those forces. But as the operation will be advanced, the capabilities of Hamas will be less than it is now, and we will be able to redraw some of those units back home. It will take time, but remember what I said at the beginning. We should have made the decision a long time ago, and we didn't. And we waste a lot of time. And each day that we are waiting to do it will cost us 2 times more a year from now, because the Hamas is not sitting down quiet. He built his capabilities. He make new recruits from the population, because all Gaza, all the population is Gaza and Hamas, is Hamas. Don't be mistaken. Not all of them are armed. Not all of them are making, military efforts. But all of them is Hamas. So when he wants another 10,000 people, he will have 10,000 people. Because that's why we have to finish Hamas. Finish the capability to recruit new people to this war. And when we finish that, maybe we will have kind of a silence until other political or I don't know, state
Diplomatic?
solution,
Mm-hmm.
diplomatic or something else to the Gaza Strip. Personally, I think that Gazans should not be in Gaza anymore. I mean, all the people in Gaza, they say, people saying 2 million. No, it's not 2 million. It's million, maybe million and 100,000. Everybody lies about the numbers. Million people to take them out of Gaza and spread them all of the Arab countries. I think it's doable. I think it's the best solution there is, not only for us, also for the Gazans. They cannot live anymore in Gaza Strip. It's all ruined. People are, the bad people of the Palestinian people will rise again and do harm again. And if you build Gaza Strip again for the Gazans, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, another war, everything will be finished again. That's why the best solution is everybody out to other countries.
So let's just hope it will be a voluntary solution. Just bringing you back a little bit to the operational side of things, if it's okay. We mentioned, of course, their ability to recruit individuals really overnight. What is the situation in Israel? Because, you know, we've had a lot of internal discussions about the fact that that there are so many reservists who have been serving for so long. Does this plan align with Israel's manpower capabilities, both in terms of reservists and in terms of the conscripted army? I mean, we're looking at a long operation now. Does Israel have the breadth to do this, especially considering also the other fronts that you mentioned that haven't disappeared?
Look, I'm talking to a lot of people inside our armed forces, in the Air Force, in the troops, everywhere. And I'm talking with a lot of people, also reservists. And I think the problem is if they believe that the government is willing to go to the end. Everybody told me, we will come again and again. We will come. and we will do our job, and we will risk our lives. But we have to know that the government in Israel is determined to finish Hamas. And I think that if the prime minister and the government will convince everyone that this time we are going all the way, everybody will come. Everybody will participate, everybody will fight, and they have a lot of strength inside of them. No problem. No one is getting down and said, I'm not willing to go anymore. Only people who are not convinced that we are willing to go to the end are saying, maybe it's for nothing. So we have enough power, we have enough strength, we have enough mental strength. It's just, we have to believe. The government have to convince us that they are willing to go to the end. Now it's the job of the government to do it. Now in Israel, as you know, we have other problems. We have media who is totally against the government. We have media who is totally for the government. We have a lot of, we are saying it, we call it balagan. We have a lot of mess in all those things. So I think that the one who win will be the one who will convince the people that we are going now to the end. We have enough, we have now a month and a half to do all those operations. I think it's doable, and I hope the government will go to the end.
Your thoughts are very clear. We're almost out of time, but there are a few questions that have popped in. There is discussion of a 6-month operational window. Do you agree that this time frame is feasible for the goals that this operation has set forth? And also,
Yes,
at the end of it, will we see a total withdrawal from Gaza? Whether or not, you know, we're talking about relocation of its citizens or not, but at the end of the day, will Israeli troops still need to remain for, and how long?
I think that the IDF will stay. First of all, 6 months, it's enough to finish this operation. I think after we will finish, the IDF will stay in until will be found another solution. Another solution is not the Palestinian Authority, because the Palestinian Authority is terrorists themselves. And you can see in the West Bank, if we wouldn't be there, it will become exactly like Gaza Strip. That's why it cannot be the Palestinian Authority. If inside Gaza Strip will be other people who can take it, we will have to give them a lot of time to build themselves and to help them to build themselves. If it will be the international community, okay, say who can do it. Anyway, the IDF, I think, have to stay there until this problem will be solved. And as I said before, the best solution that can be done from this day on, even now as we speak, is relocation of the people. It's the only place in the world where the world don't give the population opportunity to run out. In Syria, 3 or 4 million people had been relocated. In the Syria problem that we have the last time, in the last decade.
The civil war, right.
Yes, in Ukraine, millions got relocated. Everybody who lived in a war zone, the world give them the opportunity to go out of the war zone. Gaza Strip is the only place. It's because it's Israel. If it wasn't Israel, the world have been give Egypt the aid to let them out and take them elsewhere until the war will be over, and maybe for good. Half of the Ukrainians who got from Ukraine to Europe will stay in Europe. They will not go back to Ukraine. Most of the people that got from Syria to Europe and to other places will not go back to the places. The people who succeed to run out of Gaza will never come back to Gaza. I don't know if you know, but about 100,000 people already got out from Gaza with other certificates, with many things. They will not come back to Gaza anymore. Why? Because Gaza had become a terrorist, I would say, state of the Hamas, and we have to take everyone out. Maybe 20, 30, 40 years from now, when Gaza Strip will be reasonable again, and a place to live again, and a place with peace, with no armed forces or things like that, maybe some of them will be able to come back. But I think they will choose not to come. It's only bad memories in this area.
Brigadier General Harel Knafo, thank you again so much for your insights and your time, and I wish you a remaining vacation that you can actually take. And thank you to everyone who dialed in. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.